Hi, graphic design. Welcome to number 5, our Photoshop tutorial exploration. So this tutorial is actually going to look a little different because you are going to be leading the tutorial. What you're going to do is you're going to end up choosing 2 Photoshop tutorials that you're interested in and that you feel like fit whatever your difficulty level is. Follow along with them, and then you're going to submit those and what you learned as your 5th assignment. This is your last of our 2-week Photoshop tutorial process. So here's what that looks like. I actually have 3 different websites that I'm going to share with you that I think are great jumping off places to help you find some tutorials that work for you and that you might be interested. If you start a tutorial and you realize, ooh, like maybe they're saying things that are over my head, or maybe I already know how to do this. If you're somebody who's used Photoshop before, then move on to the next one. The point is I want you to learn something that you might actually want to use in future projects, and not just do something you've already done. Or if you start getting confused, then obviously that's probably not the tutorial for you. You might need to go to something a little more basic. And so all 3 of these websites have a nice variety of beginner through expert level tutorials that you can look through. Okay, so here are the different sites that I'm going to share with you today. The first one's one of my absolute favorites. It's Flearn, and this is a website, or it's a YouTube channel actually, that has just tons and tons of Adobe tutorials, and they split it up. They actually just did like a big 30-day learn Photoshop in 30 days series, and so you could even just go there because all of those are beginner, but it has a nice variety, and most of the videos are pretty quick and really entertaining. We also have, this is just an article that I found a while ago, but I've done most of the tutorials on it, 25 best tutorials of 2016. So it is a little bit behind since we have the 2018 version, but most of them still apply, and there's some really cool stuff. And then finally, I'm going to share with you the official Adobe website, which has lots of very basic things. This is usually more of where you'd go if you just need to learn how to do something really quick, but it has tons of tutorials, and obviously they know what they're doing when they're teaching you because it's from the actual Adobe company. So let's explore a little bit. Right here, we can click on that link and open up. It's going to open up the YouTube channel Flearn. And this is what I was just talking about, the Welcome to 30 Days of Photoshop. So you could click in there. You can also just go to the playlist, and it's going to break it down. So Photoshop tutorials right here, but then it also gets into like more photography if that's what you're interested in. It has like some other Adobe tutorials that you're not going to want to do. So like Lightroom is a different Adobe program that we're not using, but these Photoshop ones are pretty awesome. So I can click on Photoshop tutorials, and I can quickly get a bunch how to remove anything in Photoshop, but here is a bunch of them. This is a great one right here. So feel free, look through this. There are a whopping 726 options, so you should be able to find something that works for you or something that looks interesting. Okay, so if I go back to my slides, I'm going to go to the next page, which was that article. The article is really great because it shows you like a little preview of each of them, and it has all of the tutorial videos linked in here. So there's a refresher. Don't do the basics because that's basically what I've already been showing you. But here's some fun stuff. Give yourself facial hair. Splatter photo is something you might want to use. A caricature, latte art, face paint. I have done the low poly portrait quite a few times. Pop-out photo effect, camouflage, pencil, tons of them. So there's 25, double exposure, which you should already know how to do. Tons of them on here. Great place to look, great place to start if you don't know where else to go. Okay, and then the last place I want to explore is the official Adobe Photoshop website. So more than anything, I just want you to be familiar with this website because it is a great place to just go to if you have any questions or if you get stuck at any point, okay? In fact, a lot of times when I get random questions from you guys, maybe it's something I haven't done before. Maybe you're trying to do something that's brand new to me or that's changed. A lot of times I go here as well. So the Photoshop Getting Started course, these are things that you basically already learned in the first couple tutorials from me last week. So if you need a refresher, these are great. But otherwise, go ahead and pop down. Notice you don't want Photoshop on your iPad. But here's some quick start tutorials. Beginner photo editing course. So this is a great one. Most of these are really, really short. So if you want to do a lot, you might need to watch quite a few of these, maybe more than 2. Selections course, layer masking, lots of different things. But as you go down a little bit farther, that's when you get some more of the like robust tutorials where it's actually going to show you something a little different. Okay, so make your own photography logo. That would be a great one. Or add graphics to a social media image. Okay, retouch photo to remove distracting objects. All of these things would be great options as you're getting started. Okay, so those are 3 different options for you to be able to create, to look up different tutorials for you. If you have a YouTube channel or other tutorials that you've saved that you want to do, you don't have to get yours from these 3 places. I just wanted to give you those as options because these are where I would start. Okay, then here is your assignment. So in Schoology for your assignment, it looks a little something like this. Once you've chosen your 2 tutorials, I want you to follow along with them. I would like you to take some notes as you do it. So just jot down what you're doing so you can make sure you can do it again if you need to for any other assignments or if you want to. Once you are done following through whatever that tutorial is, I want you to copy and paste a snip of whatever your final image is, like I did here. And then you're going to fill out the part below. So tutorial title. So this was a low poly portrait tutorial that I did. What did you learn? I learned how to make a low poly portrait effect, which breaks down the image into basic poly shapes. Slow, but worth it. You can tell me at this point, like, this was really tricky or this was really quick and cool. You can almost leave like a little review for us. And then here's the tutorial link. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end up compiling all of these different, your assignment, all of your different tutorials that you guys have looked at. I'll put them together into one big slideshow that we'll share out with the class so that all of us can go back and have lots of them to reference and to look at. Okay, so I really need you to do this and hopefully you'll come up with some cool stuff. Here's what that actual assignment looks like. So you can see you'll just paste your image, your final image in here is fine. You can use whatever photos you have for this because this is just practice, and then fill this out, just type right on there, and then you'll do it a second time and submit it to Schoology, and that's it for this week.